So how are you guys feeling from yesterday? Yesterday was day 5. We talked about money magic and the importance of using our gratitude to cultivate more money in our lives, and also to just bear witness to the money that we have in our lives, because many times we ignore the fact that we've already been financially blessed in ways that plenty of people have not been, right? Good morning, TJ. How are you? So let me know below how that felt for you. I know that for some of us during the guided meditation, some people feeling a little bit of anxiety, but by the end of the EFT session, you were feeling okay. So I really want to make sure and always check in with you all and see how the meditation EFT sat with you throughout the day. So feel free to drop any notes in there and let me know what's going on. Let me know how you were practicing any type of gratitude that we've been working on. We've gone over everything from relationships to our health to our wealth, so this is super important for me to just know. Okay, Amy, I was walking my dog and found a penny. Oh, money at your feet. It's so funny how your brain is just like instantaneously ready to provide you with what you want to know, right? I took it as a sign that I'm right where I need to be. I love that, Amy. Rahel made me feel rich, because we really are abundant. And I'm not saying that in that weird like woo woo kind of way where we do like spiritual bypassing. I understand that really like things happen in life, right? And like money is a thing that we do need to survive, but money is also an energy, and when we can tap into that, we can transmute it and get what we need from life, and sometimes even more. Okay, gratitude keeps the abundance flowing. Exactly, Amazon. Oh, okay, it's making me so happy. All right, please make sure you have your water. Okay, that's what I was ready to go do. I'm like super matchy today. I have my water, and then I have my morning tea, because I have a lot of editing to do once we get off of this live today. Okay. Hi, Goddess Mo. How are you? Again, this is donation based, so at any moment in time where you feel led to, feel free to donate. If you don't want to donate on this platform, you can donate on different platforms, and I will put that throughout the chat anytime I mention it, so that way you'll know where you can donate if you feel like donating. Regardless, I'm just happy you're here. I know how hard it is to commit to something, and let me be very frank. I myself have had problems with committing to like challenges and things like that, but I'm really grateful that y'all are here with me for day 6, and that we'll be officially 1 week in tomorrow, which means we have 2 weeks left. So maybe three weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks left. But it's a long time. So again, if you can come every day, I love that. If you can come a day or 2 out of the week, I love that too. I just want you to show up for yourself, and then also receive love from the community and vice versa, okay? I'll be here for 28 days because I'm really looking to stretch myself, okay? And I was very tired this morning, so there's that. Okay. I still need to write something on a dollar bill, something I don't know what yet. Ooh, Dahlia, let it come to you. Let it come to you, You might find like a really fun saying. I know the one that I had before is I get paid every day in every way I get paid. Something like that. Like I had like rhyme too, so it was fun for me to do in the beginning, but really do whatever feels best for you. Do you have PayPal? Yes, I do, Amazon. I'm actually gonna drop all that information right now in here. Hey twin, how are you? Um Here we go. Thank you all for being so patient. And then we're gonna jump right into today's practice. My goal is to keep it under an hour. So that's my intention. Like that's the goal. Yes. Let me know if you're tired in the comments, because I am exhausted. Okay. I feel like I have not slept in days, and I've been going to sleep every day at like 10:30, and I wake up normally around 6:30, and I'm exhausted. Like if I could go to sleep right now, I would be sleeping. Okay, that's exactly why I have some tea here to help me wake up. But it is because we have a beautiful full moon in Sagittarius happening literally today and tomorrow. So if you feel more tired than you normally are, you're probably really in alignment with the energy of the moon. So we will have the sun in Gemini, we'll have the moon in Sagittarius. So those are sister signs, and you're going to be getting the fullness of them, right? So that socializing energy that Gemini brings, but also that sense of adventure and that sense of luck as well, that you'll be able to tap into, because Sagittarius tend to have like really good luck. It's just something to keep in mind. Okay. I love talking about the moons. and what the energy brings. But we'll talk more about that on Sunday. And then here's everything. Here we go. Oh, and I got like some amazing downloads the other day, y'all. So yes, Sag energy. Yes. And depending on your chart and stuff like that, like I'm a Sag sun progressively, but like traditionally I'm a Scorpio sun. So it's a whole thing. But I love Sag energy. I just feel like they just understand life. They understand like to get up and just allow life to be itself and like to lean into that natural look that they have. So it's always a vibe. Let's see. Pat, what? Hold on, let me catch up because I just saw what you said. Okay, yes, I feel tired too. Nadia, you're not alone. Please, you're not alone. Just make sure you're drinking as much water as you can. White like a toddler. Gloria, that's such a great description of the fatigue that I feel. Because I feel like I'm tired because I had a good time. And I feel like that's what toddlers do. Because they're always having a good time. My nephew is literally always having his best moment every moment. And when he's asleep, he is knocked out. And I'm like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that is exactly what it is. Full moon, just gonna say that exactly, Amy. I got kicked out of Insight Timer after 1 hour, not allowed to return last 2 days. I missed the EFT. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am recording everything, so they will eventually be released. I'm trying to decide when to release them, so that's really what I'm sitting with Spirit on. If I need to release them like every 7 days, I won't be able to release them daily because that's just hard for me to keep up with. Or if I release them after the 28 days are completed. So like once I get better insight on that, I'm hoping to know by Sunday so I can give you guys an update. But regardless, they will be released. They will not only be released, the video for the talk will be released on YouTube, but the meditations and the EFT sessions will be released on Insight Timer once they're approved. And that part's not up to me. That's whenever the Insight Timer's team gets to reviewing my meditations and EFT sessions. Okay? And I'll probably also release them on my podcast too, just to make it a little bit more accessible. Yes, I'm tired today. I actually got to bed early. My sleep has not been solid. Full moon coming. Yes, we're all tapped into it. We already know. Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, perfect. So we've talked about the moon. You guys are doing as well as you can be with the fatigue, which, you know, I'm right there with you. But we're still going to have us a really beautiful conversation and a really beautiful meditation session and EFT. So do not worry at all. I'm just setting everything up and grabbing these goodies. There we go. Perfect. Oh, my phone is me and my niece. I don't know if you guys can see it because it won't. There we go. That's my Parker. That's my little niece, the one I'm always talking about. That literally, she's a Sagittarius too. She's always trolling me. She's always just like, Auntie, really? Okay, this is what we're upset about? Sure, okay. But yeah, so it's always nice to see her little picture on my phone. It makes me so happy. She's such a fun kid. Okay, so today is day 6, and it is all about the work that we do, okay? The way we show up in our professional lives. This was really interesting because I think at the time I was doing this one, I didn't have a job yet. Like I was unemployed. And I was trying to figure out like how to call in money and things like that, and like what are you talking about. So before I decided to go and create a business for myself, it's very the practice is that you pretend to have an invisible manager with you throughout your day as you're working, and you start to find things to be grateful for in your work. And then your manager, your invisible manager, is like checking it off, like okay, making this beautiful big list of gratitude for the work that you do and what you get to do. And then by the end of the day, you've stacked up this list energetically of gratitude for the work that you do. And it's supposed to shift you into a new consciousness of how good your work can be, right? So it could be that you have like annoying coworkers or your boss does not listen to you, right? It could be that you have to travel to work and it's very far away, or it could be macro aggressions because a lot of us can endure and go through that, right? And that can be very challenging to have gratitude for. I know for myself personally, I always have. So it's why I only work part-time in schools, because I find myself getting to a space where I'm like, ooh, as much as I adore children and I'm here for education, the way that we teach education in this country is very stressful for me. And I tend to go against the grain a lot. But I feel like my children are better for it. So that's me personally. But let me know how it is for you guys when you guys are working yourself, right? Yes, yeah. That's my twin. She's the best. Well, I have a few, but that's my baby twin. Was it? Hi. Yes. So in the book, she talks about using your work to create magic, reminding yourself that when you're at work, you have the ability to still express your best self, regardless of how other people are being, regardless of the culture and where you work. You're allowed to still show up and expect really good things to happen to you. Just because other people around you are going through things at work that are uncomfortable doesn't mean that you have to energetically participate, which I guess can sound a little intense, but I also think about when I show up in spaces, before I go, I set my energy, right? And I just remind myself why I'm there, right? I'm there not only just to get paid, because if that was the only reason why, I don't know if I could personally just show up just to get paid. Sometimes it's just like, look, I gotta get this money, but most times I'm reminding myself, like, you actually have a passion or you have a talent for this, right? It's either you're really good at this thing or you have this drive to want to give and provide for people, right? So for me, that's education. I genuinely enjoy teaching, and teaching is my zone of excellency. It's not my zone of genius, and there are different zones, and I guess we can kind of touch on that really quickly. But you have four zones that most people work out of, and they have the zone of incompetency, where you literally don't know what you're doing at all, and you don't like what you're doing. You're just there, most likely for a check, right? Then you have your zone of competency, where you do know what you're doing, but you don't like what you're doing. I think a lot of us have been there, right? Then you have your zone of excellency, where you do know what you're doing and you like what you're doing, right? And that's what I do. I love to work in my zone of excellency, but the ultimate goal is to work in your zone of genius, where not only do you know what to do, it's almost an intuitive tap stream that you're tapping into. You also absolutely love what you do. You could do it for free. When you're in that space, you're usually working at your dream job, or you're getting your dream income, right? So for me, I'm usually in between my zone of excellency and my zone of genius. And it's a lot easier for me to cultivate gratitude coming from those spaces. But for many of us, we're operating from our zone of incompetency or our zone of competency. And it's hard to develop a sense of gratitude. It's hard to sit there and say, like, I enjoy my job or I'm grateful for my job. But we want to remember the benefits of being employed. First off, there are people who are not employed who are having a very hard time gaining employment, right? Getting a job, having something that's going to help them pay the bills that they have, help them feed themselves and their loved ones. So the simple fact that you have a job is something to be grateful for. The simple fact that you have a sense and a place of employment is a gift, especially given the economy and the world that we live in today. And that's something to never forget if you are employed. And if you're not employed, remember that you can become employed. And sometimes it might be a different journey for you. So I'll, share the fact that, okay, I'm catching up. Hello, Bentley. Hi. No, you're never late. You're on time. We have water and a roof and internet. Exactly, Louise. Like there are benefits to the job that you work, even if the job you work is I'm not enjoying it, right? It still allows you to get certain things from your life. And sometimes you have to peel back and start at the basics, the very simple benefits, and then build on them, right? So for instance, I took a sabbatical from work, from teaching online, from teaching in person, and I just kind of lived off of my savings for almost a year, right? And I needed it for my mental health. But getting back into the workforce was literally such a difficult process. And I'm somebody that has a lot of experience in education. I have certifications, all these things like that. And it was so hard to find a job that not only valued me, because that's very important to me in the journey that I'm on. I need to feel valued in the spaces that I'm in. Otherwise, I become a very different human being. And when you know yourself, right? That was really, really hard to do, because it was either I was getting these interviews where people valued me, quote unquote, but wanted to underpay me, right? Or they had a specific way they wanted me to show up in the classroom and teach kids that did not feel aligned to what I felt was appropriate for children to be experiencing. Like punishing them by not letting them go outside to play and things like that. I'm not here to do that, right? I'm here for kids to enjoy their lives, and I'm all about creating structure. But I do think that there's a better way to do that. And I was struggling to find employment. And then I'm just like, okay, wow, now savings are running out. Now it's like becoming difficult for me to not feel a little stressed out about the finances, because, I contribute to a community. I live with my sister and her kids, and we have a house together. So it's like, these things have to get paid, and you start feeling that guilt, and it starts, you know, becoming a bit crazy for you. So I don't want to sit there and say, like, I'm coming from a space where everything is perfect in my work life, because that's not the case. But we can still find a sense of gratitude for it, right? So for me, I realized that that meant that I have to come back to teaching again, and starting my podcast and creating classes. These are things that are my zone of genius to begin with, things that I love doing, that I would do for free, that I have done for free for many of years, and getting into that space of being like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Sometimes Source will block off one avenue of income that you're used to getting because it doesn't want you to be operating from that space anymore. And I know that was the case for me. That's why I wasn't able to find full-time employment in an education system, because that's not what Source wants me to do. If I was doing that, I wouldn't have time to do this. And this is super important to me. When I get off of these lives, I feel really fulfilled. I feel like I've shown up, and whatever magic and gifts and talents and skill set that God has put in me to give today, I always feel like I've given it. Even from this 1 hour that we're together. Everything else afterwards is just like a bonus. It's like the cherry on top. That feeling is super important to me. Almost more important to me than the income in which I receive, right? Which is why I'm doing things based off a donation, because it's important for me to know that I'm showing up in a space where it feels magical, where it feels like I'm being valued, where it feels like we're building community, where it feels like people are also just as interested in what it is that I'm sharing, and that they're also sharing things back that open my mind. I love being in spaces like that. And I'm also really grateful that I was able to cultivate a space like that from the comforts of my home, right? It's like you can start to find those things to be grateful for. So throughout today, whether you're employed or unemployed, when it comes to your work, try to find things that you can be grateful for. Whether it's that you simply have a job that pays some bills or all bills, or if it's that I have a really fun colleague that I really enjoy and I get to see them every time I go into the office, as opposed to being like, oh, I have to go into the office, right? Or, you know what, this is a great time for me to put on a cute outfit because I get to go into the office, right? And not I have to, but I get to. I get to go to work, because you don't actually have to go to work. You could quit, right? I mean, now are there consequences to that action? Yes, but ultimately you don't have to do anything. You ultimately get to do it. And when we change our mindset to that, the universe follows suit. And then it goes from a I have to mentality, where you're getting all these like weird experiences that aren't in alignment, to a I get to mentality. And now all of a sudden you're getting different offers. Maybe all of a sudden the office that you really wanted opens up, or you get to sit next to your favorite colleague and work on a project together that you've been really passionate about, you thought you're going to get overlooked for. All these things start to come into alignment for you, right? Because you shifted something from I have to work to I get to work, right? I have to, there's no gratitude in that. There's no way for you to be able to expand and to receive more. It actually really does close you off to your abundance, right? And to the joy in your life. But I get to, it opens you up. It allows you to be an open receiver, which is the point of this entire practice of gratitude, is to be a receiver, right? Okay, I'm catching up. Okay, we have water because of health issues. I cannot do my previous job anymore. Rahel, yes, I understand. I've been there and have to find a new career path. Intense and interesting time. No clear job goal yet. Rahel, that's exactly why I started to teach from at home, because, you know, with 2 autoimmune diagnoses, some days I feel amazing, and then it could be the afternoon, and all of a sudden I'm having a flare, and it is so intense, and I cannot move my body, or I'm exhausted and I need to go to sleep. So I understand finding something that gives you that flexibility. For me, it was part-time at certain schools, and being able to show up and do this as fulfillment to my purpose, right? And then also a way for me to still pay for some bills that I need to pay for, so that I can survive in this wonderful capitalism that we all have to engage in, right? So I feel you on that. And I just pray that you continue to find something that feels good to you, and that's going to honor the level and the stage in which your body is at right now, right? Because the goal is not for us to push our body either. And I feel like sometimes, I know for myself, I'll pretend like I don't have things that need to keep me centered and grounded in my body so I can receive a paycheck. But I feel that the more work I do on myself and the more I align with spirit, the less that is an actual opportunity for me, you know? And in a way, and again, this is not to be inconsiderate, but I find for myself, it's almost a blessing, even with the diagnoses, right? Because I have to take care of myself first. I have to. I've worked at jobs that I've loved to the point where I've passed out at work, right? I had to be sent to the ER because I'll overwork myself. Because once I'm dedicated to something, I'm dedicated to something. And because my body was able to endure that type of abuse, it did until it couldn't. So I've been on that extreme, right? Of not taking any breaks, not doing anything, and letting my body essentially be warped by the work that I was doing. And now I feel like I'm on the complete other end of that spectrum where I am saying, you know what? Universe, source, this is where we have to build trust, and I have to have faith in you, God, that you're going to help me, help provide me with what it is that I need. And really trusting in that is the work itself, or at least it is for me. Okay. um yes, this is me. I know what to do, but don't want to do this anymore. I'm in nursing. Love, I wish I love, but I'm very grateful for having this job. Right. Yeah, and you start to realize, like, okay, this is affording me something, right? Maybe you're at a job where you are being paid really, really well, and it's affording you the opportunity to take care of your family, to go out, to travel, things like that. All those things are important to remember that you get to have that experience because of the work that you do, right? We don't have to minimize our joy because we don't like our job, right? Pat, I also got kicked out. Okay, yes. Please keep me posted. I'm not sure why, and what I'll do too is I'll reach out to the Insight Timer team and see like what's going on as to why that happens. Why you get kicked out. Maybe I have to extend the days longer and see if that helps. So I'll do that for the next 7 days and see if that helps to make sure that you guys don't get kicked out because I don't want you guys having that experience. Good morning. Hi, Heather. How are you? I'm in healthcare and education too. Yes, okay. Thank you for your service as a nurse. Yes, thank you for your service. Much gratitude to all healthcare workers. I mean, y'all do it. Y'all do it. Y'all do it. Yes. Oh, I love how we're just sharing gratitude for each other and each other's employment. I feel like that's such a beautiful thing to be doing. Oh my goodness. Yes, the self-employment payment for chronic illness. Yes, and is it? Am I pronouncing it right? Antonia. Let me know if I said that correctly because I don't want to misspell and mispronounce anyone's name. But yeah, you know, and it wasn't something that I wanted to do. I definitely did it reluctantly, but I had to be honest with myself and realize, like, girl, you can't do what you were doing before. You definitely have given, beautiful soul. Thank you, Labrador. I'm inspired. Source has you because you're sharing your gifts that elevate humanity. I thank you so much for this comment. Whew. Oh, I was a nurse making over $100,000 my own business after my ascension. I make minimum wage. I'm the happiest. I love my work and my biz. The gift of ascension was bar none. Whew. All I need, all my needs are met, and I'm truly blessed and abundant. Abundance has no meaning. It's all energetic. It really is, because you can have all the money in the world and be super miserable. And that's not to say to not inspire to wealth, right? To material wealth and gain. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I never want to take from that, because I know that in spiritual work and in wellness work, we tend to think that we don't need to have a lot of money, right? Because we're being fulfilled in different ways, and we can still achieve and have a level of financial abundance while also honoring the fact that it is energetic, and making sure that we feel good in our hearts and our minds is just as important, if not more important, you know. I'm finding that sometimes because we have a divine side and we have our human side, right? And both are needed to be addressed and acknowledged to have a full life, right? Because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't need the humanity side, right? Or we wouldn't need the divine side. So both are present to give us a full experience. So I say that to say, if you want to aspire to more money, aspire to more money. Don't think that because of you're in spirituality or you're in wealth that you don't deserve, or it's not ethical for you to have money. In fact, it is ethical for you to have as much money as you need to cover your basics, as well as the things that you desire, that you want to experience more of, right? And there's a really good book that talks about this, and it's called Soul Currency. I'm actually rereading it. I'll hold it up if anybody wants to take a little screenshot. It's called Soul Currency, and it's literally about this former financial advisor who then ends up going down a spiritual path, becoming a minister, and now puts both of them together and provides spiritually led financial advice for like Fortune 500 companies, for small businesses, and create this book to talk about how both the energy of money in the material world and the energy of abundance in the spiritual world go hand in hand, and how you can utilize both energies to live a really good life here in the 3D. It's really, really good. I'll drop the title in here for you guys to check it out. And again, I'll also add this to my book list that you'll guys receive in the upcoming email this weekend, okay? Making sure I'm spelling this man's name right. But yes, that's what we're focusing on today. So today's meditation is going to be on cultivating a healthy sense of gratitude for the work that we do, and the same thing with EFT, okay? Or hybrid work that can allow you to tend to your health. Exactly. Inspiring Lavender. I'm a nurse by education too, but not in a traditional nursing practice. It took me a while to stop feeling guilty and not doing the work I was educated for. Yes, yeah. Woof. Man, every time I come on here, I'm just like, wow. This is so crazy. Okay, thanks, Louise. I help manage their career, and it has been a struggle with protesting. Yeah, scary times. Yesterday, they performed for 75 queer youth out of high school, and it was so amazing. I just love that your child is doing this. This is so incredible. I'm now on the clock after 30 years of my own business, but my situation allows me to work on my biz and meditate at work. Exactly. Sometimes it works like that. I have a girlfriend who now is like making over 100K, and she has her own business, but now because of the amount of money she's making, she doesn't have to work as much. And again, she's really overqualified for the position, so the workload she can get done in like a quarter of the time, and then she uses the rest of that time to take care of herself and to love her family. So there are ways that we can manipulate the experience to be beneficial to us too, right? She's also amazing. Yes. Oh my goodness. When I decided not to renew my nursing license, Spirit showed me that I cannot provide my natural healing gifts. Right. Yeah. I know that's right. That is wonderful, Michelle. Michelle, we just are really in here locked in with you, and I love this. Truck drivers never get the respect we deserve. Right. Ooh, TJ, I can imagine. I just want to do something that helps people and do my purpose. It's not just about money, it's about my purpose in life. Exactly. And sharing what that is too. Like, okay, one more book recommendation because I feel like this will be really helpful for TJ and for anyone else that's like trying to figure out what it is that they want to do. It is the other book that I'm reading. I'm always reading like 3 or 4 books at the same time, by the way. I've been reading this one for a while though. The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I'm sure plenty of y'all know about this book. In this book, she talks about the importance of creativity and that everyone is an artist regardless of the work that you do. Whether you are a lawyer or you are a nurse or you're an actual painter or dancer, it doesn't matter. Everything you do is art, and it's important for you to witness that. And the creativity that you have access to, because that changes your life, that shifts you forward, that keeps you in alignment, that allows you to have the job, the dream job, or the dream, which is not a thing, because I don't dream of labor, especially as a Black person. I just do not dream of labor at all. But for you to have the dream source of income coming into your life, allowing you to enjoy yourself. And she really focuses on peeling back the layers of creativity and the limitations that we put on ourselves. So it might be something that you want to check out. It's set up as a 12-week journey. And what it does, it allows you to get to know who you are now as opposed to who you think you are. Because many times we just don't know who we are in this moment. And that's what makes it so hard for us to realize what it is that we want to give to the world. It's a really good book. How to get on my email list. Michelle, if you go to my link on Insight Timer on my profile page as a teacher, I only have one link up there to make it easier. That's how you join the email list. And once you're signed up, you'll get an email. And then I send emails out every week. And it'll have like book recommendations. It'll have like playlists. Anything I've talked about throughout the week on the lives, I put all that information together and place it inside the email list so that it's literally easy for you to go and check into whatever it is you're interested in. That includes like the free PDF and the blog site for the book that this is all based off of, okay? Let me see. Please remind me of career is considered derogatory. Okay, yes. And we also just want to make sure that we are honoring how everyone identifies, right? So, yeah, I identify as queer personally. That is not derogatory to me, but I can understand that it could be derogatory to other people as well. We just want to make sure that we're creating a safe space. So, yeah, normally when people are identifying as queer, it's something that they have chosen to identify with. It's not always placed on them, but it's also just good to ask and to make sure, right? Yeah, it's a reclamation, right? Exactly. Yeah. We're reclaiming. We're deciding, like, you know what? You guys thought that was going to be mean to us and was going to hurt our feelings, and we decided that it's not the case anymore. Because again, everything has meaning when we assign it to it, right? So I love that we're having this conversation. This is important, and I feel like this is good. I appreciate you, Gloria, for making sure that people felt safe in the space, and I appreciate people for feeling safe in the space. Like, again, I didn't finish the book. Oh, I have the book, but didn't finish it. Nia, I'm literally on week 6, so you're not alone. Okay, you're not alone. I do think it's a book that takes time for you to like really sit into, because it has you peel back things that you're not even aware of that you're struggling with, and that in itself is just like a ooh, let me put my book down real quick and think about it. So it is designed in 12 weeks, but I say read it at the pace that you need to read it at. But it is a transformational book. When you do get through with this, it will put you in a different place. I've seen people who were like hardcore into tech all of a sudden take a whole spiritual route and become like painters and things like that, simply because they realize that that's what they ultimately wanted to do in this world, and may have been denied that path in their childhood or something like that. So there's so many ways that you can interpret the information in the book, but it's a great way to get to know yourself as you are in this moment. Okay? Okay. I'm a paralegal, don't love it, but I'm good at it. Right. Okay, so then that's your zone of competence. Okay? Resigned from my job as the level of toxicity became overwhelming. Your perspective of finding and focusing on things to be grateful for could have saved me stress of being unemployed, as it has been challenging finding gainful employment. Very grateful for spaces like this that allow me to learn and level up. Yeah, you know, and sometimes it's being honest in the sense of, okay, if this job is going to be paying for these bills and I'm just going to need it to do that for me, how am I going to not only survive in this space, but be able to thrive? Right? And maybe even giving yourself a deadline, right? I know, like, for my sister, she's in a space right now where she does human resources, but she actually does human resources for like humans, like for the people that are there. She's not about making sure the business does better. She wants the people working in to feel seen and loved. And the culture there is just like, that's not what we do. Like, we're here for the business, really, not for them. And she's struggling with that because it's against her own personal morals. So she's now looking for employment somewhere else, while also honoring the fact that this is helping me feed my children, and I'm grateful for that. Helping keep a roof over my head, I'm grateful for that. And it's giving me skill set to learn how to deal with people who do not have the same insights that I have, right? Not that I have to accept what they're saying, but also to find a way to maybe advocate for myself more, maybe stand up for myself more. She's finding all these things, and she's realizing that it's allowing her to be even more purposeful in what she's passionate about, right? Okay, beautiful, beautiful. There's a live action Insight Timer every Friday. Oh, I love that. Okay, yes. I was thinking about doing a 12-week journey on Insight Timer 2 with the book to, again, help me stay together. Okay, I'm going to do one more minute of comments, and then we'll jump into the meditation so that we can end on time. Well, guys, I haven't let my nursing license expire. I still renew every 4 years. Do I use it? Something to think about. I can see how that big energy shift. Yeah, because it's a contract in a way. The Artist Way is an amazing book. Helps to work the program. Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to check that out. If you guys don't mind dropping that into the chat in the group on Insight Timer that we have, and I'll put the name of it here. Because I would love to check them out and see what it's all about. Because that sounds amazing. Oh, okay. Yes, please. Yeah. I want to jump in on those lives if I can. Yes, Lavender, I'm sitting with spirit. See what the next move will be. I'm a 24/7 caregiver. Wow. Was a disabled autistic adult, tired of it, blessed to have the income and ready to walk in my purpose. Goddess Mo, I'm sending you love, and I'm sending you clarity so that you can call in exactly what it is that you need. Okay? I'm happy to be sharing this with y'all as well. You already know this is like literally one of my favorite things to do. Is to be here with y'all. I talk about it all the time. My sister pretty much knows everything. She's just like, girl, every time I go down, I'm like, let me tell you what we did today. Because I'm always just so excited. Okay, we're about to jump into the meditation now, so I want you guys to get very comfortable, okay? And I will be dropping in donation alternatives again. I'm getting better at this because I like that Insight Timer reminds us. If you're able to, you're able to. If you're not, you're not. I genuinely just am putting it up here because you never know, right? But while I do this, please go ahead and drink some water and start to find a comfortable space for you to begin the practice. Okay. It's always so funny because anytime I do a meditation, even though like I'm here by myself in the room, I can like sense when we're all getting quiet. It's such an interesting sensation. Like I can kind of almost tell when we're ready to begin. And it just shows you how powerful energy is and how we're connected even though we're not in the same space. It's almost as if you guys are all sitting in front of me and like I just hear the room get quiet. It's so fascinating to me. Oh my goodness. Yes, Vita, you all are inspiring. Yes, following your heart. It's never too late to change direction. I climbed the corporate ladder for 20 years, got my MA midlife, and now have been a psychotherapist for over 20 years. And I'm now reshuffling unsteady of retiring, traveling, more, feeding my spirit. Vita, oh my God, you're so amazing. Every time. Oh, it didn't show? Oh, that's so interesting. I guess it's not showing then. It's quite possible they might be blocking the comment. It might be. If it is, don't worry. You could just still join the email list and the link. And then what I will do is send out donation more alternative ways via email because they might be blocking it now, which is really interesting. It's something to definitely talk about. Ah, Fatima! Hi. No, we're literally about to do the meditation right now. Oh, okay. So let me do this again. Thank you guys so much. And then I'll do it like this and see if this will help. Did that go up? Was it a website? No, it was not a website. See if that shows. Yes, yeah. Apple is definitely like not trying to get money not on my platform. Okay. It's like something that's just like so insane, but also you kind of like, wow, that's real business, right? Like there's a coldness to traditional business that I've never been interested in as a person. But yes, we're about to begin now. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, 30% is insane. Yeah, it's insane. And Fatima is another meditation facilitator on Insight Timer, and like one of my sisters, and we have talked about how insane that is. Honestly, yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's begin. So that way I can keep you guys on time. All right. Oh, I'm so excited. It's gonna be such a good meditation. Beautiful. Career magic, harnessing the power of gratitude. Take a moment to find a comfortable position, allowing yourself to settle into a state of relaxation. So, this might mean closing your eyes or softening your gaze so you can tune inward to the energy within you. And as you're centering and coming home to yourself, maybe you take a nice deep inhale, breathing into the lower belly, expanding that lower belly, allowing the air to rise up into the heart space, and exhaling, letting go, softening a bit more. Perhaps you're noticing the sounds around you. Maybe there's a humming, birds chirping. Maybe you can hear the breeze outside against the leaves. Or maybe it's just my voice. But allow yourself to center into this moment. Connect to your breath. Breathing in, expanding the lower belly, bringing that breath down to the lower back. Bring it up into the heart space, maybe even opening up the chest, rolling the shoulders back. And open mouth, exhale, release, softening the jaw, dropping the tongue from the roof of your mouth, creating some space between your teeth, softening the cheeks, behind the eyes. Continuing to provide a deep inhale, breathing in through your nose, feeling the chest expand and fill up with fresh air. And exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any residual tension you may be holding on to. As you continue to breathe deeply, bring your awareness to the center of your being, to the place where gratitude resides, to your heart space. And imagine a warm, glowing light radiating from this space, filling you with a sense of appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you. Let's focus on transforming our work life through the power of gratitude. Think about the incredible journey of those who have come from humble beginnings, to achieve great success. Think about the journey that you yourself have been on in your employment, in the work that you do, in the way you get to show up and share your skill set, your gifts, your talents. And remember that if something comes up that feels tense for you, use your breath to transform the sensation. Breathe into that discomfort. Alchemize it. Let it dissolve into pure energy with that exhale. Gratitude is often the missing link to everything in life, but especially to success in the work that we do. Because it's gratitude that helps us to attract more good things into our lives. Begin to reflect on opportunities, promotions, money, even brilliant ideas that have come into your life through the work that you get to do. Do your best to focus on the feeling they provide, the feeling of an aha moment. When something just clicks for you, or when you gain a new skill set and you realize, oh wow, I've integrated this. This is now fluid for me to do. Or even a special moment where you're laughing with a colleague at work over something that only you two can know about. These are all beautiful things that happen to us and for us that allow us to expand our sense of abundance through the work that we do. With each inhale, feel gratitude for your job or the work that you do. Reminding yourself that the more grateful you are, the more abundance you will receive. Visualize yourself pouring your heart and your soul into your work, giving your absolute best with a spirit of gratitude. See how your efforts are met with success. That's the beauty of visualization and meditation, that we get to create what we so desire in the world we live in. If you happen to be in a space where you don't feel appreciated or valued, maybe you feel overworked, use this time now to connect to your imagination, to your internal magic, and cultivate a dream scenario where work is now enjoyable, where you are now valued, where what you do matters, because everything you do matters. Let these visions flow effortlessly to you. And know that as you envision yourself being happy in the work that you get to do, in the way you get to show up and fulfill your life's passion, that you are creating endless opportunities and you are becoming a source of joy and fulfillment. Though the work we do may be outside of us, we ultimately get to steer how that feels for us in the life that we are living. If you're struggling to find a sense of gratitude for your current position, use your next inhale to remember that every experience is an opportunity for growth and for learning. Search for a way to find gratitude for the lessons that your job provides. And as you exhale, trust that each challenge you face is preparing you for something greater. Give yourself a moment to think about all the things you could be grateful for in your work. With each inhale, bringing a new idea or thought And on that exhale, saying thank you. It can be as simple as the pleasure of having a job to the friendships you form with colleagues. Allow yourself to feel genuine gratitude for each aspect of your work life. And on your next inhale, bring your hand to your heart space. Feeling the rise of the chest with each inhale. And on your exhale, feel it coming home to your body. And we're going to do a gratitude exercise. You're going to repeat after me and fill in the blank. So the statement is, I am so grateful for blank. So let's take a nice deep inhale, breathing in. Exhale, release, softening, and repeat after me. I am so grateful for, and fill in what you can find gratitude for in the work that you do. And use each breath to reset and to fortify. Coming back to that sentence, I am so grateful for. I'm grateful for the work that I get to do, for the people that I get to meet, for the way that I get to share my gifts, for the way that I'm able to afford my life. I am so grateful for. Feel the warmth of gratitude spreading throughout your entire being with each statement, infusing every aspect of your work with magic and positivity. Know that by cultivating gratitude in your work, you are paving the way for the greater success and abundance to flow into your life and into the lives of others that you encounter through the work that you do. Because you are blessed and you are a blessing. And as you show up in the work that you do, you provide blessings for others. For them to know your warm heart, for them to connect to your spirit, to your joy, for them to benefit from your skill set and your talents and your gifts. Every day you show up for the work that you do, you are giving so much more than you realize. And there are so many people and beings that are so grateful for you and your existence. For the way you show up, for the way you dedicate yourself. It does not go unnoticed. But what a beautiful moment to witness it for yourself. To remember the thank yous that you received throughout your career. The compliments given. That only you could receive because only you can do what you do. Let's take a collective inhale, breathing into lower belly, expanding the heart, soaking up the energy of gratitude, pulling it into us. And when you feel ready, gently opening your mouth, exhaling, letting go. Allowing yourself to feel rooted in this sense of gratitude. That regardless of whether you are employed somewhere you love, employed somewhere you're not enjoying, looking for new employment, that if you start from this sense of gratitude, if you let this be your baseline, you will find alignment and find a deeper way to feel fulfilled in what it is that you get to do for work. And I personally thank you for the work that you do and that you've done and that you will continue to provide this beautiful world we live in. You can gently begin opening your eyes or refocusing your gaze, feeling refreshed and empowered to approach your work with a newfound sense of gratitude and purpose. Thank you so much for journeying with me through this visualization meditation. And I pray that it is soothing to your soul and allows you to show up and shine brighter in the work that you do. As you guys are coming back into the space, feel free to grab some water, okay? Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. And then we're going to jump into the EFT session, okay? Yes, very diabolical, Fatima. I could not agree more. Oh, Fatima, thank you for the donation. You're so sweet to me. Thank you. Hi, Seeds. Hi, Ella. Thank you, Liz, for the donation. Y'all are like literally my heart. Thank you. Lotus, you have the biggest smile when you start and end the meditation. Your soul shines through. Thank you, Amy. I really love doing this. I genuinely enjoy this. This is beautiful. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't express it enough. This was beautiful. Tears of joy, new perspective. Thank you, Lotus. Thank you, Nia. Ah, my goodness. Feeling grateful. Yes, you have such a calm, beautiful voice. Thank you for sharing yourself. Thank you for like allowing me to share, Emily. I deeply appreciate it. This was a challenge for me, girl, Fatima. But I needed that. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's a challenge when you have to really sit there and be like, ooh, let me be honest and see, right? And I also love to say as well that if you get to a space where you're like, oh, I'm not finding anything to be grateful for in this work, that probably is a clear sign that it's time to pivot, right? It's time to shift it up a little bit, because if you're not finding anything, you know, it's just something to keep in mind. There's different ways that the soul communicates to us, right? And I find for myself a level of bitterness. That's why I'm like, ooh, let me take a step back, because I'm a very sweet person, right? Like, me being bitter is not, that's me not being my best self. But so for others, it could be frustration, right? There are different ways that your body communicates, like, hey, I know we've been doing this for a long time, and this might even be your zone of excellency, but like, you don't really love this, girls. Like, please, just, let's switch it up. And then allow yourself to switch, right? We love you, Lotus. You're such a blessing to us. Ah, Rosemary, y'all are blessings to me, okay? Y'all are blessings to me. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. I'm grateful for your words. Knocked off IT, but just now. See, I'm not sure. Okay, you were allowed to sign back in, Pat. I'm not sure what's going on. What I'm going to do, we're still going to work to keep it between like an hour and 15, but I'll do it for the next week. I'll do it for an hour and 30 minutes, so that way we'll end beforehand, because I'm thinking that maybe that's why some of us are getting kicked off, and I don't want that to be your experience. So the day 7 is already up and ready to go, but from 8 to 14 and on, I'll just make sure I just add on extra time. So this way, hopefully that will combat you getting kicked off. And if it still happens, I'll reach out to Insight Timer and see like what's the deal, because I really don't understand why that would be an experience that y'all are having. I found many things to be grateful for, but also challenging thoughts about the parts that are truly difficult and draining. And it's okay to witness both, Goddess Mo, right? Like, I think that's the purpose of reflection in any capacity, especially with meditation. Here we go. Because the sun is shifting, and I want to make sure that you guys are able to see. But yeah, I find that it's super important to honor both, right? There are things about the work that I do that are extremely frustrating, especially as a wellness practitioner, where, you know, there's huge discourse and dialogue about just the disparity in pay between Black folks who are practicing well-being and non-Black folks, and how they're just getting completely different pays. I've gone through it myself, where I'm getting pennies to the dollar compared to someone else simply because of how I look, not because of my expertise or the amount of time and energy I put into it. That is extremely frustrating, right? It is extremely hard to find gratitude for a work and a practice that does not see my value because of my skin color, right? That's hard. That's hard to even wrap my head around, even as I'm saying it to you all. But then I think about y'all, right? And I think about the fact that I get to sit here and be with you and that y'all don't care. And you guys just really appreciate me for my skill set, for my energy, for my passion, right? And then that helps me to find harmony in it. So it's not that all of the things that I experience just go away because I'm grateful. It's that I'm choosing to actively remain grateful despite the fact that there are things in the work that I do that are unjust. And it's that sense of gratitude that allows me to keep going, because one thing about me is like, I'm not about to let all that stuff just stop me from living in my passion though. Like, if anything, it even somehow lights a fire under me to just show up and be a safe space, you know? Like, it's not that things don't go away, because they're there. They're definitely there, especially even in the work that I do. And I get to cultivate this for myself, and it still has its challenges. But it's good to be able to acknowledge them and to be able to say, even though that is what I've experienced, I'm still going to show up and share this because it feels good on my heart. And I'm not going to allow this to dissuade me or lower my sense of confidence because someone thinks that I'm invaluable because I happen to be a person of color, right? Or I happen to be a woman, or I don't have a certification from a certain school, right? Like, at the end of the day, I know that I've been practicing meditation and the work that I do actively for 15 years. And I have gone through experiences that have allowed me to have more compassion and empathy for my students. And y'all feel this from my community, and y'all feel this from me. And I validate myself. And then I'm blessed by God, source, universe, whatever you call on to then have you all pour into me and say, yeah, we're right here with you. It makes it worth it, right? And I think gratitude is all about just making it worth it, because we can't always take away the negative, right? Okay. I think people should pivot as much as they need to fulfill themselves. I agree, Nia. Pivot as much as you possibly can, as much as you can, right? Because sometimes you might need a moment, but pivot as much as you can. I think if you add more time, maybe, yes, Terry, I'm thinking the same thing too. I'm going to add more time. I promise for the upcoming ones, I'll just add more time. It won't be that long though. So I think what I'll also do is make a note in there, because I don't also want to think like, oh, because it's an hour and 30 minutes, it's going to be an hour and 30 minutes. It may not be. It might honestly end earlier, but I just don't want anybody getting kicked off. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful. TJ, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for your meditation. You're amazing and blessing to Insight Timer. Oh, thank you so much, Terry. I've experienced for decades being paid off a different pay scale based on the color of my skin. Right. It's just like, oh, sure, because that makes sense. You're a blessing with a heartfelt message. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate you. Love you, beautiful, authentic self. See, like, this is so, it's the love that I feel. It's the love that I feel where I'm just like, yeah, those other people and the things that they think that they can get away with and do, that's for them to figure out. Like, I'm not even going to engage, because I'd much rather put my energy and focus into spaces like this, you know? Yes, exactly, Terry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll add more time, I promise. I think the last few years, especially, white people have started to understand more about the discrimination. Yes, Luis, I agree. People love to stay in a bubble, and if it doesn't affect them, but it's disgusting the way companies treat people based off their color of skin. It truly is. It truly is. It's always very shocking to me, where I'm just like, you think that this is appropriate, right? Or if I advocate for myself, then I'm titled like as a black angry woman, or, you know, like I'm being ungrateful, or you should just be happy to be here. And it's like, no. Yeah, me personally, no. I understand my skill set and what it is I provide. And if you don't, that's fine too. Like, if you don't get it, you don't get it. Like, I'm not gonna hold that against you, but I'm just not going to be devalued. And if that means I have to create my own lane, I am brave enough to create my own lane, even if it is tiresome. And it definitely gets tiring, but it's worth it, right? I hear you, Lotus. I have experience similar as well. Woman of color, yes, Rosemary. All types of representation is so important in the wellness field. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. And I agree. I think that we should have a sense of diversity in the way that we show up for our well-being, because it's going to be unique and different for everybody involved. Are there universal lessons that we'll all learn no matter who it is and how you identify? Of course. But I think it's beautiful. You know, even with the work I do with EFT, the reason why I'm so passionate about it is that there are not a lot of people who look like me that teach EFT. And a lot of people in my immediate community are like, I didn't even know this was a powerful thing for me to do to help rewire my nervous system, to help me, move through phobias and traumas. I didn't think this was for me because I didn't see anyone like me doing it. Representation really does allow us to have a moment of expansion and to try different things out, which is why I dedicate a lot of my time and focus to EFT. Not just because it's an amazing practice, because it is, but because I know the amount of power there is in having someone be you, right? I'm just myself. I'm just a girl from New York City. And I show up like that in the way that I write, in the way that I do things, because that's who I am, and it's going to relate to somebody, and I'm happy to be that space for that person. Okay? My first time here. Hi from Seattle. Hi, Jennifer. I came late. You came right on time, Jennifer. We're literally about to do the EFT right now. We were just chit-chatting. You might like Robert Haley. He's a teacher on here. Thank you, Louise. Thank you. Yes. Oh my gosh. You guys give all the best insights. Okay. I need to start bringing like a little notebook to write things down. Normally I do, but I forgot. Lotus, I very much appreciate how you bring your energy and authentic self every day. Sending so much love. Vita, thank you so much. I'm just always happy to see you here in the comments. Pura Vida, like that's all I remember from Costa Rica, and I see your name, it just reminds me like life is pure, life is good. Okay. Leading is complicated, but it clearly is in you. Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate all of these sweet words. Okay, we're going to get into the EFT section. It is about to thunderstorm where I'm at, so let's just take it as like added background music, okay? Just in case you end up hearing it. If you hear any crackling, it's literally just the sky. The sky is opening up, and I'm very excited because I love a rainy day, but it's not always the best when you're recording. So let's do this, okay? Please drink some water before we jump into the EFT. And let's begin. There we go. EFT for professional prosperity and work happiness. Beautiful. I just realized that I do need my hands for this one, so I'm just going to hopefully put this here and that it will record properly. Oh, I put my necklace. There we go. Look, in real time, you guys are watching me figure life out. Again, just a girl from New York. Okay. If I'm not moving as much, it's just to make sure that the recording is clear for y'all for later, okay? But you still should be able to see what I'm doing for EFT. Okay, so before we jump into EFT, I want to just go over the basics with you all. So there are 9 tapping points that we'll be using in this flow. Each EFT practitioner does their own unique thing, but I love just keeping continuity because it's easier for you to remember. EFT is emotional freedom technique or techniques, and it's simply the art of lightly tapping or activating different acupressure points along the body, and it tells the body what it needs to know, whether that's let's remove this negative idea that we're talking about, or if it's let's add in this positive statement and rewire the brain, right? Because when we're tapping, we're rewiring our neural systems, helping our brain to have new pathways to receive new information, right? And we're also removing any trauma in the body. We're connecting the mind to the body so that we can have a full spiritual experience. Okay, I absolutely love EFT. I think it's so powerful. I also believe that it's a great way for you to transmute energy and to feel a level of satisfaction almost instantaneously, which is not often preached in wellness. We're usually in it for the long game, but I do believe that we need a little bit of short-term happiness and satisfaction in order to keep moving forward, and EFT provides that for us. Okay, before we begin, here we go, camera. Thank you. We're going to go over the 9 points and then 3 alternative ways to tap. So let's do that first. So when you're joining in, you're doing what you need to do. First and foremost, you can always lightly tap, right? And we're not harming ourselves. You can barely hear it. It's just a light tap to activate the meridian, which is like essentially your energy highway, right? Or you can pulse, where we're not taking the hand off the body. Then you have rub. I love to rub in a clockwise position. It's very soothing for those of us that might be a little overstimulated. And for those of us that are super sensitive, you're going to hover. And you'll still be able to feel it. I can feel this. And I tap literally every day. But either one that you use will still help you to get the benefit you need to get from the session. Just do whatever one feels best for you, okay? And then the 9 tapping points are the side of hand, which is where my tattoo is. You would lightly tap here on either side, doesn't matter, because it's still activating the energetic highway that you needed to activate. You have the top of head, which is where the crown chakra would be. You have the start of the eyebrow, which is like, I would say on either side of your third eye. You would tap here, right? Or rub, pulse, hover. And then you would trace your eyebrows until you get to the ocular bone that's at the side of your eye, and you'll feel it. It's not your temple, it's the ocular bone. That's very important. You would tap here. You would bring it underneath, tracing the ocular bone underneath your eyes, tapping here. You would go underneath the nose, above the top lip, tapping in that space. Or rubbing, pulsing, hovering. Then the crease in your chin is where you would tap. Collarbone. Underneath the collarbone, that fleshy area on either side, you would tap there. And then underneath the arm. So you would literally trace to the end of the armpit, and you would tap here. If you wear a bra, it would be where your bra strap is. And those are the 9 points. You don't have to remember them. You're going to literally watch me and follow through. For those of us that are already used to the flow, you can feel free to close your eyes if that feels better. But before we begin, you might notice that there's one spot that feels really good. I like to call this your sweet spot. Mine is my collarbone. I love tapping here. It just feels really good to my nervous system. If you find that one of the spots feels really good and you don't want to leave that spot, I want you to stay there. I want you to trust your body and what it needs. Okay, because yes, there's a traditional way to do this, but ultimately your body knows exactly what it wants from this experience. And this is a great way for you to practice building up trust in your intuition and in the wisdom that your body provides you. Okay, so stay in your sweet spot if you have one and if it feels good. Okay, if not, follow through the entire rounds. All right, okay, let me know if you're ready. And please do that. Just show me some hearts so I know that we can begin. Love storms. I love storms too, Ginger. They're so good. You're the only teacher I've seen that shares alternative ways to tap. I think it's important to remember. I feel like not everybody's the same. And I've had experiences where I've tapped in person with people and they've become overstimulated. And we've had to find alternative ways for them to still enjoy the practice. And I think it's important to remain safe, right? Energy work is subtle, but it's intense. Remember too, with EFT, you might notice that you're yawning, you might tear up, you might start belching, okay? Your temperature might increase or decrease. These are all just signs that your energy is being moved, that the energy gaps are being closed in. That's all it means. There's nothing wrong at all. You're safe. If you find that you do get overwhelmed or overstimulated, you're going to pause, give yourself a nice hug, and take some deep inhales, exhales, okay? But that's very rare. So again, if you know you're a very sensitive person, if you can feel people's energy, if you feel people's emotions very deeply, then I just want you to hover, okay? Okay, we're ready to go. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. Professional prosperity, EFT for work, happiness. We're going to begin at the side of hand and lightly tap, pulse, rub, or hover here. And repeat after me. Use your voice to activate the practice, okay? Even though I may have overlooked gratitude in my work life, I deeply and completely accept myself and my potential for transformation. And we're going to stay in the same position and repeat. Even though I may have overlooked gratitude in my work life, I deeply and completely accept myself and my potential for transformation. We're going to go to the top of the head now. Gratitude has the power to shape a new reality for me in the work I get to do. I'm going to go to the eyebrow. I release any resistance towards embracing gratitude in my career. Side of eye. I choose to let go of any doubts about the impact that gratitude can have on my work. Underneath the eye. Gratitude is the key to unlocking abundance in my professional life. Under the nose. Thank you for the opportunities, promotions, friendships, life lessons, and abundance that have flowed into my work. Chin. I release any limiting beliefs about my worthiness for success. I'm going to go to the collarbone. I am open to receiving all of the blessings that gratitude brings to my career. Under the arm. I embrace gratitude as the catalyst for positive change in my work life. I'm going to go to the side of hand now. Even though gratitude may have been overlooked in the past, I choose to embrace it fully now. Top of the head. I am grateful for the journey that has brought me to where I am in the work that I get to do. Eyebrow. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to be. Side of the eye. I am open to seeing the abundance that surrounds me in the work I get to do. Under the eye. Thank you for the lessons and experiences that have shaped my professional path. Under the nose. I release any resistance to success and abundance in my career. Chin. Gratitude is the fuel that propels me towards my goals and dreams. Collarbone. I am so worthy of success, abundance, and fulfillment in my work. Under the arm. I now choose to approach my work with a spirit of gratitude and prosperity and positivity in every way possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want you to bring your hands into your lap. Give yourself a moment to take a deep inhale, breathing into the lower belly, expanding into the lower back, allowing for a second breath into the heart space, and exhale, release, releasing any remaining tension or resistance. Allow gratitude to flow through every aspect of your work life, knowing that you are creating a reality filled with success, abundance, and ultimately blissful fulfillment. Thank you so much for tapping in with me today, and I hope that you are feeling more aligned to the work that you get to experience. Okay, make sure you finish that practice by grabbing some water, okay? And then just letting me know how you feel in the comments before we close out. Tomorrow's day 7. It'll officially be 1 week of gratitude. We've been practicing gratitude every single day. And I feel like we've been witnessing the magic, but here's where we start to compound and we start to build on it. It gets even better, okay? Yes. Yes, Pamela, I really benefit from the hover. Yeah, tapping can be too stimulating and distracting from the words. Exactly. Yeah. For some people, the sensation feels good on the body and it helps them to distract from what may be coming up, right? Because again, you're freeing your emotion. So the tapping is a good sensation. Some people need that. Some people can feel the hovering when you're a little more sensitive, right? And the rubbing is very soothing, especially for more intensive work, right? Like if I was doing one-on-one with someone who experienced a deep trauma, we might do a rubbing sensation to help them move through it, to feel that level of comfort as the emotions are being freed. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Terry, you did. Yes. Thank you so much for that. Saying light love to all. Yes, thank you, Michelle, Sonia. Thank you very much, Lotus. I felt grounding. I love to hear it. Goddess Mo, amazing, lighter, freer. Yes, Lulu, thank you. Namaste, sister. See you next time. Yes. This has really helped me each day to start with gratitude rather than anxiety, and I love that for you. That's exactly what we're here to do. Okay, says going to try to catch this class again. I needed this today. Jennifer, please do. I'm gonna be here literally for the next couple of weeks. We're doing 28 days of this, so whenever you can hop in. There will be recordings released as soon as Spirit lets me know when and where. I will let you know when and where, okay? Please make sure you join the email list and join my group on Insight Timer. Again, it's called Lotus Living. It's the only group that I have, and I drop things in there throughout the week. If you need to stay in contact with me about something, you feel free to go there. I check it a few times out of the week. And yeah, join the email list because I'll be putting book recommendations, anything that I've talked about throughout the week. All that will be in the next email that goes out on Saturday. All right. Oh my goodness. And today you'll notice that you'll be able to sign up for the next 7 days. I'm going to literally do that after we get off of the live today. Okay. Thank you. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for being here with me again. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I will see you today for tomorrow for day 7. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Oh, thank you so much, Kim, for the donation. I appreciate it so much. Helen, love this. Thank you. Goddess Mo. Ginger. I love you all so much. Fantastic as usual. I feel so peaceful. I love this for you, Terry. It's so good to be in that space despite what's happening in the world, right? Rahana. I love you all so much. Okay, be well. I'll see you tomorrow.